sitting comfortably, just beginning with a nice big deep breath, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. So eyes open, a soft focus. As you breathe out, you can allow the breath to return to its natural rhythm. But just keep the eyes open for a moment. Just focusing in on one particular object within your field of vision. Not staring at it too intently, still aware of the space around you. But just gently focusing on that one object. And then just slowly zooming back out again as you blink a few times with the eyes.
This week we're listening to soul music, and here's James Brown with Living in America.
Hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it. Superhighways, coast to coast, easy to get anywhere. On the track, got a net, overload, slide behind the wheel, eye to the beat. There's no destination too far. Somewhere on the way, you might find out who you are. Living in America, Sam. Station to station, America. Hey to hey, across the nation. America. I did have a celebration. Rock my soul. Wow. Smokestack, backpack, in a mile, the railroad track, all night, radio, people running to your rock and roll soul. All night, Janet, they keep you awake, back home and on the hard road. You don't have to walk the high ride, you can take the high ride. Everybody's working overtime. Station to station, America.
I like being you, said the reflection in the mirror. To me, you are perfectly perfect. I blushed. Me? Yes, you. And by the way, you have wonderful eyes. I blinked, astonished. I do? Absolutely. They sparkle like stars on the darkest of nights. I gazed downward. Thank you. Your eyes sparkle too. Sweet of you to say. You have a marvelous voice. I gently whispered, You really think so? Of course. You sound as joyous as a songbird, whistling in the trees. And you have a magnificent smile. I sheepishly grinned. Well, Mama always says, start every day with a smile. I agree. Your smile is as bright and cheerful as the sun in the sky. And you are quite smart. I took a step towards the mirror. I do try very hard. You sure do. You're as brilliant as a rocket scientist. I like that you are friendly. I leaned in closer. It's very important to be nice, you know. It sure is. You're as peaceful as a butterfly. And you have a lot of courage. I raise my head high. I auditioned for the school play today. Outstanding. You're as brave as a lion. You're a fantastic dancer. I spread my arms wide. Watch how fast I can twirl. Around and around I went. Amazing. You're as graceful as a dolphin gliding through the sea. I plopped on the ground, giggling as the room playfully spun around. And you have a terrific laugh. Thank you very much. Your chuckle fills the air with bubbly joy. But most of all, I like your heart. Your kindness is as beautiful as a rainbow. I stood up and walked towards the mirror. To me, you are perfectly perfect. I gently pressed my hands against the glass. I like being you. We smiled in unison. I like being you too. I want to be you forever.
Welcome to Collective Worship, everyone. What did Jesus say? That's right. I am the light of the world. Good morning, everyone. So our Christian value theme for this term has been respect. And this week, we're learning all about value. And of course, it's important that we start by learning about how to value ourselves. Because if we can't value ourselves, then we can't value other people. So yesterday in Collective Worship, we started by learning about how to value ourselves. Here's a recap of Vivian and her top five ways of valuing ourselves.
Number 5, try your best. You can feel awesome about yourself when you give something a really, really good try. Number 4, pitch in. Do nice things that help others get things done. Number 3, turn that I can't into I can. Number 2, practice the things you do well. Practice, practice, practice. And number 1, on the list of 5 things you can do to feel awesome about who you are. Make a list of the stuff you are good at. I like this one because it really helps us to think about the things we are good at.
And I shared this little quote with you yesterday as well. Made right in God's sight. That's something that Christians believe. Made right in God's sight. God values us, so we should value ourselves. We're great just the way we are. There's even a commandment written about it. The 10 Commandments. The second one is love your neighbour as yourself. If we love ourselves, we can love other people. And if we value ourselves, we can value other people. And one great way of showing respect to other people is treating them the way they want to be treated. But what might valuing yourself look like? Here's a short film.
Henry didn't always do things right. Sometimes he did things the wrong way. But Henry liked himself. He could count to 20. He could run faster than his friend Brian. He could spell his name. Henry knew he wasn't perfect. It was okay. One day, Henry fell off the slide. It did not hurt much, but other kids laughed at Henry. It made him feel bad. Then he thought about it. I am not perfect, Henry thought, but I like being me. I can count to 20. I can run faster than my friend Brian. I can spell my name. It was okay that the other kids laughed. Henry wondered if he looked silly falling off the slide. He thought about what he looked like. He started to laugh too. Later, Henry spilled his milk. One of the boys in his class called him clumsy. Another boy said he was a dum-dum head. Henry knew he was clumsy sometimes, But he was not a dum-dum head. He could count to 20. He could run faster than his friend Brian. He could spell his name. He just smiled and cleaned up his milk. His teacher would give him another one. It was okay. "Why do you smile when the other kids are not nice to you?" Leslie asked him. "They are mean." Henry shrugged. "But I am not mean. I like myself. Sometimes I do silly things, and I am only clumsy once in a while. I can do lots of good things. I can count to 20. I can run faster than my friend Brian. I can spell my name. When other kids want to make me feel bad, I just remember all the things I can do. I do not worry about what they say. I like me, no matter what." "That's a good idea." Leslie clapped her hands. "I will do that too." Henry nodded. "You have to think of things you can do." "I can paint a picture of a cat," Leslie said. "I can count to 12. I can smile bigger than anybody I know. I like myself, even if I'm not perfect." After lunch, Henry and Leslie went to the paint easel together. Leslie showed Henry how to paint a cat. Henry taught Leslie how to count to 20. They knew they were not perfect, and that was okay. They were happy.
It's like I've always said to you. It starts in here. And in here, it can be a happy place or a sad place. So choose for it to be a happy place. Okay, you can go now. All right, children, it's time for a prayer. And if you like this prayer to be your prayer, it's Amen at the end. You're welcome to look at the candle flame, or you can put your hands and your eyes together. Lord, please help me to forgive myself for the mistakes I think I've made. Please help me to release and heal guilt, shame, regret, and fear. Please help me to love, value, and appreciate myself as you value and appreciate me. Amen. Well, that concludes our collective worship for today. Remember, work hard, be kind, look after yourselves, and I'll see you around school. Are you still there? I thought we'd finished. Just picked my book up about bonsai trees. Do you know what bonsai trees are? The word bonsai means a plant in a pot or a dish. In Japan, they grow not only trees, but also shrubs. In the Western world, we tend to look on the word bonsai as referring solely to a tree grown in a pot. This is what a bonsai tree should look like. And here's my bonsai tree. As you can see, this is the reason why I'm reading about bonsai trees. I'm hoping that the tree is in hibernation and that I haven't killed it. Now I know I'm reading. I know I'm reading because I've got a book. But did you know, children, you read every day? Sometimes you know you're reading because, like me, you've got a book. But sometimes you read and you don't even know it. But you read every day. You're reading in your phonics lessons, reading in your classroom as part of your lessons, reading from the whiteboards, reading on the iPads and computers, reading your own writing that you've written, or reading your own book just for fun. Reading is everywhere. Bran flakes. You all read every day. And really importantly, you are taught the skills to read and to understand what you read. Being taught those skills are really important. If you read for 20 minutes every day, in a year's time, you will know 1,800,000 words. Reading for 20 minutes every day helps children to be top of their class. If you read for just 5 minutes a day, in a year's time, you will have learned 282,000 words. If you read for just 1 minute a day, in a year's time, you will have read only 8,000 words. And children, once you've learnt to read, you can read to learn. You can learn all about bonsai trees. And Mr. Doney, our governor, he says, you're never alone if you have a book. I think that's lovely. Now, as well as reading in school every day, it's really important to read at home every day too. Because the more you read, the better you do. In everything, in every subject. Once you can learn to read, you can read to learn. Yep, that bonsai tree's dead.